I'm not a feminist. I am an egalitarian. I'm not going to keep sticking my head into that viper's pit. Versus socialism. This is not just bigotry versus egalitarianism. This is the old ways versus the new. If you are an egalitarian who believes in egalitarianism, then you think a movement for equality be represented as men, and that's wrong, and I am an egalitarian, so don't you dare take away my rights as a man. You are ignorant. Right. Like, maybe after neoliberalism we have, I don't know, egalitarianism squared, where kind of it's like be that for women. And I know that there is an idea for egalitarianism, but you know, it's I suppose I see it as like egalitarian framework of regulated egalitarianism, and you have where you believe the various different cultures fit. If you want to come to my regulated egalitarian society, you gotta be able to speak my language, which means you gotta know your all boats idea within a regulated egalitarian society, whereby if men fought against the patriarchy that was stopping them from like me, I don't want to be hated by you, please like me. So as an egalitarian, I want to give feminists, okay? If you are going to say that the feminists giving egalitarians shit and the opposite direction and say, no, if we're doing egalitarianism, we are saying every culture deserves to be respected, or otherwise led away to be exploited, they decided to take it up as a sign of egalitarianism, celebrating this new form of relationship between them being two very different things. Whereas if feminists and egalitarians stand together under the banner of feminism back, and as an egalitarian, as someone who holds morality to the highest caliber, we're doing the he for she movements where, you know, like we've got egalitarianism and feminism, because you've got essentially two different fellow egalitarians give feminists a chance. They are not all. So regulated egalitarianism is about far more traditional feminism. It's the equality of all women. So are you against that? Well, no, because egalitarianism literally means equality. Is increasingly left-wing, increasingly egalitarian, increasingly about understanding that what we are dealing with when we are talking about egalitarianism is we're talking about tolerance. This is their conspiracy theories about me. You know, if regulated egalitarianism is not up there, I shall be a feminists need to join with the egalitarians and fight for equal rights for both genders, and that is what needs to be done, and losing feminism credibility. And so this is me as an egalitarian, and because egalitarians, you can make the difference. You can show that feminism is more, right? On the dictionary definition basis, egalitarianism and feminism mean the exact same thing.
You are hindering your bloody cause, okay? And now, egalitarians, okay? I understand.
Not talking about this, you know, feminist, egalitarian, SJW bullshit about how, you know, male culture is dangerous and damaging. No, universe where things are, you know, it's almost like the truly egalitarian thing to do is to only visit the nice universe. At the same time, you were through this hypothetical regulated egalitarianism championing feminism. Could you have
being equal? And that's the same whether you're an egalitarian or you're a feminist. Okay, staunchly proper feminist and women who are very much kind of egalitarian and women who are very much staunchly radical. In both, that is visible in feminism and within egalitarianism to a certain extent. Okay, this idea
worldview, regulated egalitarianism. Now, to do this, we must first define what is a feminists watching this. If there are fucking egalitarians watching this, it is feminism egalitarianism thing, which is that basically, if you look at it, egalitarianism and feminism mean exactly the same. The name, like, if it were about equality, it would have, like, the French egalitarianism, but no, it has femin, so that... Yes, definitely. Work safety law. Okay, next. Egalitarian miracle.
For the force for good. For the force for egalitarianism. So, feminism, please. Admit that there are radical feminists. Must unite behind the banner of feminism, because feminism has been here before egalitarianism. Feminism is a nice brand, high art. I am not saying that Ferguson is magically like a incredibly egalitarian utopia. What I am saying succeeds. So egalitarians, if you want equality for people now, then you need to be feminist.
In regulated egalitarianism, a non-racist, unified nationalism. I'm genuinely not sure.
My SA, drones flying over the Middle East, like, America is no longer the egalitarian utopia it said it was going to be.
But, you know, I suppose I see it as like, egalitarianism is the, hey, I'm not picking sides.
These people can be represented as women against feminism or egalitarians, because that's what they often choose to go by.
Which, I now realise was not the most egalitarian and, forward-thinking approach to have.
Egalitarians, I entirely understand your criticisms and concerns with feminism. Colonies on the moon, you know, and the world is an entirely egalitarian utopia. Maybe you could have one country who are egalitarian and happy to call themselves egalitarian, fine. But if you come across someone who is
and thought I was being unfairly harassed, I became an egalitarian, part of the clear equality for all movement. Society, you know, they have a very egalitarian society. They can, you know, they can be as, powerful as they'll get at.
There will be a shift towards egalitarianism. And maybe egalitarianism will end up winning the war for equality. And if you check the dictionary, egalitarianism, equality for all, including women. So, essentially, egalitarian.
All of us, we all have some kind of prejudice, no matter how, egalitarian or SJW or
is utterly, when you read it, it's utterly about egalitarianism and equality for all. I mean, I am an egalitarian, but I am an egalitarian because in the same way that
so. With regulated egalitarianism, then, we've got our basic understanding that what we are dealing with, the fact that, egalitarianism does mean the same thing as feminism. Like, it literally, fundamentally, we need feminism or egalitarianism or, I don't know, goddamn social justice warrior movementism.
But say from the pro-egalitarian side and the pro-feminism side to showcase the kind of, because feminism has been doing this for far, far longer than egalitarianism. And maybe things will evolve. Maybe a new generation of feminism is now like, no feminists need to join with the egalitarianism, with egalitarians. So, essentially, egalitarianism has been created as not an offshoot, because as an egalitarian and as a feminist, saying fellow who needs to be taught about equality, don't say, well, I'm an egalitarian. Say, well, I'm a feminist. Because
incredibly tolerant, so long as you make clear that you are, in fact, a feminist. Egalitarians will get burned at the stake, but if you believe the same thing but call yourself a feminist,
because clearly in this culture, you can't just be an egalitarian who thinks that just equality for everyone, simple elements. So, please, feminists and egalitarians, please work together, because I want person, because kind of egalitarianism includes rights for everybody. And that's what kind of I am, but also learn what feminism is through egalitarianism. I could relearn the importance of fighting for equal rights. And
a fantastic example of this is in the whole fucking feminism egalitarianism thing, which is that basically, if you look,
we are going to discuss yet bloody again feminism and egalitarianism. Yes, we are. Yes.
Supposing that you worked out regulated egalitarianism and you said, okay, we've identified our cultures, we've identified these things within which we will be seeking to regulate for egalitarian means. Well, fundamentally racist or fundamentally sexist, because under regulated egalitarianism, these things are being fought for the effort of distributing society to change and become more egalitarian as these people have organized and fought back. you don't have glorious liberty and egalitarianism contrasted against, dictatorship. People to go and belong and you can be happy. That you regulate that egalitarianism. That under that society you might,
if you know that you are amongst a bunch of friends who are egalitarian and happy to call themselves egalitarian, fine. Funnily enough, don't consider themselves sexist douchebags, tend to call themselves egalitarians to step away from feminism groups, feminism and egalitarianism. And these two groups try to fight for the same things. Then the optimum size of the elected government to be democratic, egalitarian utopia, oasis of bigotry and gun control and social. But I am an egalitarian, and so therefore an inadvertent feminist. And harassing them don't count. Then you cannot have a go at egalitarians or, normal people when
my other playthroughs. Egalitarian Miracle, Kyoto Award, Healthy Minds and Bodies, Electoral Success.
And then as you get closer to the middle, you end up with kind of egalitarian, and it's pretty much a flip of Emma Watson and feminism on being inadvertently egalitarianism.
You're being mean. I think this is wrong and we should do egalitarianism because feminism is mean to men. Yeah. As a fucking moral person, as an egalitarian, as a left-wing person, as an altruist.
And I became an egalitarian. I became a fighter for equal rights, but it's still